Hi there. My name is Mark, and I'm a modelholic. And I'm telling you all this because I just finished watching Charlie talk about the quandary he's in with having come to the point he's basically run out of space in his home to accommodate the output from his prodigious and successful model building hobby. I know how he feels. I'm in the same boat. And I think he asked for help, or he asked for advice in his video in the form of a verbal community question. What do you guys do? How do you deal with the fact that you've run out of space and you've literally got no more room for all the models that you want to build? He says, I might have to start giving them away. What do you do? What do you guys do? Well, the first step is to learn the program, to deal with, what's in our soul, what's causing this, to deal with the root issues as opposed to practical steps with dealing with the addiction. And I'm pleased to say, Charlie Mack, you've already addressed the first step, which is you've admitted that you're powerless over model building and that your life, or maybe just more accurately, your hobby life has become unmanageable. Now, I don't have time to go through the other 11 steps, and I don't think you really want to hear them because they really aren't necessarily all that practical for dealing with inventory and acquisition and having run out of space. They're probably pretty good for the soul. So, in terms of practical things to do, I'll just hearken back, first of all, to the days, when we were young, when we were kids, young folks, taking care of model building. I bet a lot of us didn't have a whole lot more space. In fact, we probably had less space. If we were lucky, we might have a bedroom to ourselves and not share one with a sibling, but we certainly didn't have the whole house. At least I don't think most of us did. But we had a solution a lot if we were fortunate enough to be able to acquire models and build them rather rapidly, and that was called firecrackers. Now, I'm not sure that's really a practical solution. And I'm told that in a lot of places you can get in some significant trouble from the potential of burning down the neighborhood if you're using firecrackers to blow up your model airplanes or any other model for that matter. So that one is probably out. But you did hit upon something with maybe I need to start giving them away. Yeah. That's what I have been doing in the last year. Pretty much any model I start, it's not necessarily that one that I'm going to give away, but I've got to surrender one in the stash. But that doesn't really work in the long term because the assembled model takes up more space than the box an unopened model that I gave away. But I try to keep the inventory stable that way. And I know I will have to perhaps start giving away some of my completed models for anybody who's willing to take them, although people sort of may look at that as being, yeah, where am I supposed to put it? Why would I even want to put that there? And by the way, my spouse doesn't really think too highly of the idea of me starting to take up shelf space at our house with somebody else's models. So, may not be the most practical thing. Just a thought, Charlie Mack, slow down. Set your goals, do meditation or something. Set your goals a lot lower. I mean, you finish more models in a typical month, than I complete in a year. I think I could crank up the speed, but that just increases the problem more rapidly here. So go slower, a lot slower, you know. Change your expectations so that, you know, doing something that you could have done in an hour, you take 4 days to do. Just stretch it out, you know. Doesn't mean you have to stop daily videos. God knows, I know somebody really well who puts up videos displaying 10 minutes of figure painting. You know, people are going to watch. They're going to watch you. We're interested. We're loyal. That'll be okay. And so that's the thought. Downsize into the size of the models that you do acquire, by the way. You got to kiss 1/32nd and 1/35th scale goodbye. I need to remember that myself. No matter what you do, don't buy ships. Don't get big ships. I learned that lesson. I should have learned it before I did it, but I think you know that one already. So we all have to become 1/72nd scale. Heck, you know, maybe we need to go in, our eyes or our magnifiers permitting, to 1/144th scale. Smaller things. And resist the entreaties of anybody, or even picking up on praise that goes, damn, that was good, Charlie. That would look so great in a diorama. You know how big dioramas are? Don't do it. I know that I think my aircraft would look a whole lot better in dioramas. Where am I going to put them? I don't have room for the aircraft, you know? Unless there's a caveat to that. If you can get involved in a diorama project that is insanely complex, and you can figure out a way to slow down the speed with which you build, you could probably stretch out one of those dioramas to 4 or 5 months. So that's probably 20 or 30 builds for you. Okay? So maybe I have to take it back about not doing dioramas. Start investigating doing really, really, really complex dioramas, you know, with the goal to say, all those aircraft hanging from my ceiling, I'm gonna build some. I'm gonna build a World War I airfield. I'm gonna build a World War II airfield. Don't ask me where you're gonna put them, but those projects should take a while, and that'll, you know, and then you can deal with the issue of I've run out of room sometime towards the end of 2025, as opposed to right now. So those are my thoughts about it all. And you can let me know by text or email whether you want me just to send you separately offline the 12 steps of model making addiction. Good luck, and I'm so proud of you for having successfully completed the first step. Take care.